From Kenner's Star Wars collection, each sold separately. Large-size Darth Vader with his lightsaber. Princess Leia, champion of the rebel cause. With her defender, Luke Skywalker. You can swing him into action on his grappling hook. And load Chewbacca's laser crossbow. Star Wars large-size action figures. Up to 15 inches tall. And ready for action. Large-size Darth Vader, Chewbacca, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, each sold separately from Kenner.
It's Star Wars radio-controlled R2-D2. 2 9-volt and 2 C alkaline batteries not included. You can make R2-D2 move, beep, and flash his light by wireless radio control.
Hey, let me try.
You can make R2 move forward.
Look out, Dad!
Backward, turn and beep.
Hurry, turn, Dad!
Radio-controlled R2-D2 from the Star Wars collection by Kenner.
Escape pod landing. Where am I?
It's the new Star Wars Land of the Jawas that you put together. Action figures sold separately. You can move the action lever and make the Jawa capture R2-D2.
R2, are you all right? What are they doing to you?
You can raise the elevator and make R2-D2 disappear into the sandcrawler.
Hang on, R2. I'm right behind you. Me too.
Kenner's new Star Wars Land of the Jawas. Action figures each sold separately. New Star Wars radio-controlled Jawa sandcrawler.
Let's find some droids.
2 9-volt and 2 D batteries not included.
The Jawa's got the Death Star droid.
Action figures sold separately.
Up the elevator. He's in.
By radio control, you can make the sandcrawler travel almost any direction by going forward, backward, then forward again.
Now to find more droids.
Star Wars radio-controlled Jawa sandcrawler. Action figures each sold separately. New from Kenner. It's the new Star Wars Land Speeder.
Wow, looks like it's floating. The sand people are coming. It's up to Luke Skywalker and his land speeder to get us out.
Action figures each sold separately. The Land Speeder has a snap-open space hatch, and Star Wars action figures R2-D2 and C-3PO fit right in back.
Hurry, they're dancing. Activate spring glide wheels. The Force goes with us. Yeah.
Kenner's new Star Wars Land Speeder. Action figures each sold separately. The Luke Skywalker X-Wing pilot from the Star Wars action figures collection, each sold separately.
I'm Jawa. Want to buy a droid? Sure, what you got?
It's R5-D4 and the power droid.
Sold.
And here's Greedo, Han Solo, and Walrus Man.
You've had it now, Solo. Yeah. Greedo, it's Ben Kenobi and his lightsaber. We're in trouble. Let's get out of here.
Luke Skywalker X-Wing pilot, R5-D4, Greedo, and other action figures sold separately from Kenner.
Magamaru!
It's the Star Wars Creature Cantina that you put together. Action figures each sold separately. You can make them move on revolving discs with the action lever. You can even make them fall.
Gotcha, Hammerhead. Got him. I told you not to follow me, Greedo. You owe us money, Han Solo. You're not going to collect this time. Wow, what a weird place.
Kenner's new Star Wars Creature Cantina. Action figures sold separately. Now from Kenner's Star Wars collection, it's the Patrol Dewback action figures sold separately.
Let's find the droids. Dewback. Hi, R2.
You can imagine you're a stormtrooper on the Patrol Dewback, searching for R2-D2 and C-3PO.
Look both ways, Dewback.
By moving his tail, you can make Dewback's head turn left and right. You can move his legs, too.
He found us. Good work, Dewback.
The new Star Wars Patrol Dewback from the Star Wars collection. Action figures each sold separately by Kenner.
From Kenner's Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back collection, it's Millennium Falcon that you put together. Batteries not included.
Nice landing, Han Solo. Uh-oh, come on, Chewbacca. Stormtroopers are coming.
Action figures each sold separately.
Got him on radar. I'll fire the laser cannon.
There's even a hidden storage hatch.
Ready for takeoff. Jump to light speed. We're gone. On to the Death Star.
Millennium Falcon from Kenner's Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back collection. Action figures each sold separately.
Here's the new Star Wars Death Star space station that you put together. Action figures each sold separately.
Darth Vader's firing a laser cannon. It's been hit. He's at the loop. Take the elevator. Hurry. Now cross the light bridge. You won't escape me. Jump, Luke. Oh, no. The trash compactor. There's a trash monster. The wall's closing. Save.
Kenner's new Star Wars Death Star space station. Action figures each sold separately.
Let's get out of here, Han Solo. Careful, Luke Skywalker.
Introducing Death Star World. 2 play sets in 1. New from Star Wars Micro Collection line. 14 die-cast figures and action poses included.
Death Star escape has an elevator and a cannon that explodes. Wow! It connects to the Death Star compactor. It's you and me, Ben Kenobi. What's this? Oh, no! The wall! Run for it! Beat it!
Death Star World from Star Wars Micro Collection line. Play sets also sold separately. Figures included. New from Kenner.
It's Darth Vader! Watch out! And he's got a lightsaber.
It's Kenner's new Star Wars action figures, each sold separately.
I got you now, Ben Kenobi.
With R2-D2 and C-3PO. There's even Chewbacca and Han Solo.
Someone's coming, Chewie. Who's there? It's Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker. Now I know the Force is with us.
Darth Vader, R2-D2, C-3PO, and other Kenner Star Wars action figures, each sold separately.
TIE Fighter attack! Sound battle alert!
It's Millennium Falcon. You have to put it together. And an Imperial TIE Fighter. Batteries for each not included.
Fire laser! Secure the ship! Let's get out of here!
Ships and Han Solo action figure all sold separately.
He's on my tail! Hang on! Uh-oh! The international! Stop! Yeah!
Imperial TIE Fighter, Millennium Falcon, and action figure all sold separately from Kenner's Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back collection.
Imperial TIE Fighter, attack! X-Wing fighter to base! And then more dogfighter!
Imperial TIE Fighter and X-Wing fighter, new from Star Wars Micro Collection line, each sold separately.
He's in my sight! Got me! I've been hit! I'm crashing! They're built for heavy battle action. They go right back together again. And each ship comes with a die-cast figure. The sky is where we belong!
Imperial TIE Fighter and X-Wing fighter from Star Wars Micro Collection line, each sold separately. Figures included, new from Kenner.
From Kenner's Star Wars collection, the new Darth Vader TIE Fighter.
Careful, Luke! We've got company!
X-Wing fighter and action figure sold separately. Batteries not included.
He's on our tail, Luke!
Darth Vader's TIE Fighter has flashing lights, action sound.
Luke's force is strong, but we've got him now. Oh, no, you don't. We've lost our solar panels. Perfect hit! I'll be back.
Kenner's new Star Wars Darth Vader TIE Fighter. X-Wing fighter and action figure each sold separately.
Darth Vader TIE Fighter! On patrol! They got my solar panels!
From the Star Wars collection, batteries not included. And when you see the Star Wars movie at participating theaters, you get Kenner's cash refund booklet, good for refund coupons from 50 cents up to $2 each on 14 different Star Wars toys. Offer expires December 31st, 1979. Void where prohibited. Booklet has details. Star Wars Darth Vader TIE Fighter. New from Kenner.
Here's the Star Wars X-Wing fighter and the Star Wars TIE Fighter. Spaceships and Luke Skywalker sold separately. Batteries not included.
I'll get you this time! Reactivate X-Wings!
Both with flashing lights and sound.
A hit! There go the solar panels! And Darth Vader got away! Force is with me! Luke Skywalker wins again!
Kenner's Star Wars X-Wing fighter, TIE Fighter, and action figures all sold separately.
I'm after the Death Star plans.
Kenner's Star Wars large-size action figures sold separately with movable arms and legs. C-3PO, R2-D2, Han Solo and the Stormtrooper.
You'll never find a plan, Stormtrooper.
You can push R2-D2's secret button to open his hidden compartment.
Plans are safe in the Stormtrooper's gone. Thanks, Han. I didn't get this medal for nothing.
Large-size Stormtrooper, R2-D2, C-3PO, Han Solo, each sold separately from Kenner.
I need another leg.
It's Kenner's new Star Wars Droid Factory that you put together to make your own droids. Jawa action figures sold separately.
Hey, I made R2-D2.
You can make your own droids or follow the droid maker blueprints. By switching different tops, arms, and legs, you can make hundreds of droids, up to 5 at a time. The movable crane swings parts where you need them. You can even make droids with wheels.
Gotcha.
The Star Wars Droid Factory. Jawa action figures sold separately. New from Kenner. It's the Star Wars Imperial Troop Transporter that you put together. Batteries not included. Stormtrooper sold separately.
What's that? It's my troop transporter. It makes 5 more sounds, too.
R2-D2, where are you?
There's the laser cannon, stun gun, and Stormtrooper.
Did he say that?
Oh, Dad.
Star Wars Imperial Troop Transporter. Stormtrooper sold separately. New from Kenner.
Star Wars figures.
R2-D2. Chewbacca, Luke, and Princess Leia. They're the Star Wars Early Bird set of figures. These action figures are not yet available, but this Star Wars Early Bird certificate package is in stores with this colorful Star Wars picture display stand and certificate to send in to get a set of figures by mail. They'll be sent to you at home between February 1st and June 1st. The Star Wars Early Bird certificate package, new from Kenner.
From Kenner's Star Wars collection comes the Stormtrooper, the Sand People, and all 20 action figures, including new Hammerhead, Snaggletooth, and more, each sold separately. And now, Boba Fett, Star Wars villain, with his laser rifle. Boba Fett is not yet available in stores, but you can get him free with 4 proofs of purchase from any Star Wars action figures. Details on specially marked packs at participating stores. Offer ends May 31st. Star Wars action figures sold separately from Kenner.
From Kenner, it's the Star Wars mini action figure collector's case. Action figures sold separately. The collector's case holds 24 Star Wars action figures, like Stormtrooper, R5-D4, and Snaggletooth. It comes with 2 plastic trays to keep them in. Or you can turn the trays over and display all your figures in action poses. You can pack up Star Wars action figures and take them with you.
The Star Wars Mini Action Figure Collector's Case. Action figures each sold separately from Kenner.
It's the new Star Wars lightsaber from Kenner. Inflation required, batteries not included. You can pretend you have powers when you switch on Kenner's Star Wars lightsaber.
Ready to feel the Force? Yeah! Switch on your Star Wars lightsabers, close your eyes and go! I got it! Me too! Zap! You passed the test! The Force is with you!
The Star Wars lightsaber, new from Kenner. Balloons not included. It's the Star Wars X-Wing Aces target game.
Instruments check! Attack! Attack! TIE fighters, get him, Luke! Nice going, Donnie! Good shot, kid! You got him! Good score, kid! Eyes right out! The Force move! Use the Force! I'm an ace! Don't get cocky, Ace. It's my turn!
The Star Wars X-Wing Aces target game, new from Kenner's Star Wars collection.
Kenner proudly presents Star Wars Electronic Battle Command, the computerized space battle game.
Enemy scan on. I see you. Battle stations.
Red alert!
Star Wars Electronic Battle Command has computer scanners, force units, invisible shields.
Fire!
3 levels of play, basic, intermediate, and advanced.
My TIE fighter's hit.
Hey, Dad, let's play the basic game. You always get carried away.
Star Wars Electronic Battle Command from Kenner.
It's the Star Wars Electronic Laser Battle Game, battery not included.
It's set to Sonic Speed 3!
Ready? Go! You can play it alone or with a friend. If you hit your buttons first, you move yourself forward. Or your opponent backward. But if you jump the signal, it's a flash ahead for the other guy. First to light up Death Star wins.
Yay! I win!
The Star Wars Electronic Laser Battle Game. It's a game with lights and sounds, new from Kenner's Star Wars collection.
Oh, boy! I've reached Millennium Falcon. The Force is with you.
You too can play the space fantasy Star Wars game, Escape from Death Star. Be the first to help Luke and Leia, Han Solo, and Chewbacca escape from the garbage dump and reach the safe Rebel base. The Force can also be against you.
Back to the trash compactor.
You spin to get past TIE fighters.
I win! All right!
Escape from Death Star. It comes complete with everything you see here. New from Kenner, from the Star Wars collection.
I'm Darth Vader. I'll beat you to the finish. I've got Luke, R2-D2, Chewbacca, and all the good guys. I've got the Force. I've got the Force.
It's the blazing power of the new Star Wars SSP van set with features like headers, mag wheels, custom grills, and space-age graphics.
Yeah! The good guys finish first. Till next time.
The Star Wars SSP van set by Kenner comes with everything here. Each van also sold separately.